Good morning, Southeast family, and welcome to the 2021 school year. We are so happy to have you here. We have a few things that we would like to share with you today in regards to our expectations and procedures here on our campus. My name is Ms. Rosa Faison, and I'm your proud principal here at Southeast High School. Our theme for this year is Rise Above Because You Can. Our vision and mission here is to be a learning institution providing a college and career readiness and academic excellence in order for you to compete in a global society. We here at Southeast High School will provide an education for you and empower you to become productive members of society while closing the achievement gap. Now I will introduce our administrative staff. Again, my name is Ms. Rosa Faison, and I'm your principal. I have three assistant principals, Mr. Daniel Cordero, 9th grade, Mrs. Shelley DeCesar, over 10th grade in IB, Mr. Anthony Pepino, over 11th grade in Abbott, and myself, whom are over 12th grade. Our athletic director, Coach Joe Collis, and our senior secretary, Mrs. Suzanne Thies. Planners will go out this week. We ask that you use your planners to write your assignments in as well as use it for your restroom pass. Students will be using their planner in order to use the restroom, so we ask that you bring it every day. If you have any questions about the student handbook, please make sure that you see your administrator. The bell schedule. Everyone should be familiar with the bell schedule at this time. There are 7 periods in a day, and we have 3 lunch periods. Students, you're only allowed to have 9 unexcused absences in a year. That's a full year. In order for your absences to be excused, it must be for a religious holiday, a subpoena of forced absence by law enforcement, an appointment with a doctor or dentist, a school board approved activity, or participation in an academic class or program. So please make sure that you're here every day. Make sure that your parents call in so that we can mark you excused should you have one of these excuses. Tardy pass. Every student will receive an emergency tardy pass. This tardy pass is just what it's for, an emergency. However, you have the choice to use it at will. You will be given an emergency tardy pass on Monday. Monday is when we will strictly enforce the tardy policy. Every student is required to be here by 7:30 a.m. Should you arrive to campus later than 7:30, you will need proper identification or documentation in order to get to class. We ask that you report to student services should you arrive late. You only have 2 sign-ins per quarter, so we ask that you get to school on time. Students needing to leave early because you have a doctor's appointment, please make sure that you go to student services prior to 7:20 a.m. to receive your blue release pass. You will not be released from class unless you have this blue release pass to leave early from campus. As you can see, you have 3 minutes to transition from class to class. It's very important that you follow the flow of traffic and that you get to class on time. Tardy policy, as I stated, will be strictly enforced come Monday. If you like, after Monday, you may use your tardy emergency pass, but you have to use it within 5 minutes of the tardy bell. So I ask that you walk fast so that you can get to your classes on time. Excessive tardies will receive progressive discipline. So please make sure that you're getting to your class on time if you do not want to deal with any of the tardy discipline consequences. For the first tardy, as you can see, is a counseling warrant. Second tardy is a lunch detention. Third tardy is an after-school detention, which is 45 minutes after school. Fourth tardy is an extra school, which is an hour after school. And from there, you have an extra school with a parent conference and then an in-school suspension. So to avoid these consequences, please make sure that you get to school on time. Graduation requirements. Your counselor has gone over the graduation requirements with you, but you do know you have to have 24 credits to graduate. You have to have at least a 2.0 GPA or higher. You have to have completed an online credit. You have to pass the reading FSA. You also have to pass the Algebra 1 EOC, both with a level 3 or higher. Should you not meet these requirements, you will not be able to graduate during the year of your graduation. So if you have any questions regarding this, please make sure that you see our graduation coach, which is Coach Castaneda, or your guidance counselor. Ms. Felicia Gilliard-Roberson is our graduation enhancement tech. Should you have any concerns about your attendance or you are having any difficulties in getting to school, please see Ms. Gilliard-Roberson and she can assist you with that. We have a phenomenal guidance department. Mrs. Janet Sprague is our IB and AVID counselor. Mrs. Tracy Crisella is our 9th grade counselor. Mrs. Erica Castaneda is our 10th through 12th A through L counselor. And Dr. Evelyn Corona is our 10th through 12th M through Z counselor. Mrs. Kathy Grimm is our IB coordinator. Mrs. Deb Bay is our ESE coordinator. Ms. Kelly Zalea is our ESOL coordinator. And Mrs. Laura Roberts is our college and career advisor. And at this time, I would like to turn it over to Mrs. Laura Roberts so that she can speak to you in regards to a Schoology group and college and career opportunities. Mrs. Roberts?
Thank you, Mrs. Faison. Good morning, Seminoles. I am Mrs. Roberts, College and Career Advisor, and my office is on the Guidance Hall. I have 2 important resources to share with you. First is the College and Career Schoology group, and I hope that you will join that by using the access code that's on the slide. I'll be posting updates and reminders for opportunities, events, and deadlines. The second is the College and Career page on the Southeast High website. And it's a one-stop shop for all things college and career, including scholarships. Our goal is to help you leave Southeast High School with a post-secondary ed plan A, B, and C, because sometimes life happens and we want you to be prepared. Prioritizing your academics is key, but making high school fun and memorable means joining extracurricular activities and volunteering through community service. So I'm here to help you find those opportunities as well. I look forward to assisting you with college and career this year, and good luck to you.
So students, just as Mrs. Roberts said, prioritizing academic is key. Every student started with straight A's at the beginning of this school year. It's all in what you do with your A's. Here is the grade scale. As you can see, A, 90 through 100 is an A, 80 through 89 is a B, and so on. Please make sure that you strive to be the best student that you can possibly be. Requests for schedule changes can only be considered for these reasons. If a student has already earned the credit, if a student has failed the prerequisite for that course, if the student is scheduled for too many or not enough classes, or if there's a clerical error. Outside of that, there are no schedule changes. Academic honesty. We ask that you be truthful about your work. Your work is your work. Please make sure that you are being honest and truthful about your academics. Plagiarism versus cheating. Make sure that when you're citing any document that you give that person or that author the recognition that is due. Do not claim that as your work. Community service hours. If you have any questions in regards to community service hours and how to gain community service hours, please make sure that you see Ms. Board in the guidance office. There are certain criteria that you have to meet, And then there are certain things that maybe you think that you should be able to use for community service hours that are not granted. So please make sure that you are seeing Mrs. Boyd in the guidance office should you have any questions regarding the community service hours and how to document those hours. Internet access. Computers are for school use only. For school use only. You cannot access inappropriate sites, and should you access inappropriate sites, you will be referred to discipline for discipline consequences. Speaking of discipline, we have 3 administrative deans this year here. Mrs. Galat, who you all are familiar with, Mr. Trivedi, who you're familiar with, and new to our family is Mrs. Brown. They are located in the admin building, which is in the disciplinary area. We have 0 tolerance for students that misbehaving. We ask that you look at the discipline matrix that's located in your handbook should you have any questions. Point of emphasis in the code of conduct. We are a tech-friendly school. However, there are places where your cell phone should be out of use. When you are entering the building, your cell phone should be out of use. You cannot use your cell phone. Your shirt tail should be fingertip length. Your skirts and shorts should be the same. Visible body piercing jewelry that is potentially harmful should not be worn here at school. Clothing with frays and holes and cuts and slits should not be above the fingertip. Public display of affection is not allowed here on our campus. Tank tops are not allowed without a shirt worn underneath with a sleeve. Undershirts must be worn under see-through blouses. Hall pass. Every class has a hard hall pass, but in order to keep you healthy as well as your teachers healthy, we are using the hall pass for emergency reasons only. Once the planners arrive, you are responsible for bringing your planner every day so that you can use your bathroom passes that are inside your planner. Out of area. Should you be caught out of area, meaning you've asked to go to the restroom, you are in the 800 building, and you are found in the 700 building or in another area on campus, that is considered out of area. You will receive discipline consequences for that, so make sure that you're where you're supposed to be. Your locker, vehicle, purse, backpack, anything personal that you bring here on campus is a part of our campus the moment that you step on campus. We do have the drug dogs that are scheduled to come on our campus 2 to 3 times a year. We ask that you make sure that you have only those things that you should have here on campus because we do have the right to search. No chewing gum on campus. We have worked really hard. The custodians have done a phenomenal job in keeping our campus looking nice. So in order to continue to keep it looking nice, we ask that you not chew gum here on our campus. Every student and employee is required to wear an ID here in Manatee County. The freshman students, you should be going through your classes, getting your ID printed. 10th through 12th grade students, unless you are a new student, should be receiving your ID if you haven't received it already in the cafeteria. Remember, this Friday is the last day for IDs to be printed or for you to receive your ID in the cafeteria without receiving a consequence. Please make sure that you follow the school board policies and the school of Southeast High School policy when it comes to dress code. It's very important that you dress for success. Again, the points of emphasis in the code of conduct. Student IDs are to be worn every day, all day while you're here on campus. We are a tech-friendly school. However, phones should not be in use in the building. There should be no talking on your cell phone. You may listen to your music before and after school and in the cafeteria, as long as you have headphones or earbuds. Skirts, shorts should be at fingertip length. Tank tops can only be worn with a shirt underneath with a sleeve. Tights are permissible as long as you have a shirt that comes down to your fingertip. Absolutely no deliveries are allowed here at Southeast. If you forget something at home, your parents or no one can bring anything for you because we do not accept deliveries. So please make sure that you have everything ready and set the night before so that you don't forget anything. Suspended students. If you are suspended for 10 or more days, you will not be allowed to participate in any extracurricular activities. Athletes, I need you to pay closely attention to this. Athletes are held to a higher standard. And so you need to make sure that you are representing your school in that way. Should you receive a 10-day suspension, you can be liable for a 180-day suspension from any extracurricular activities. So please make sure you don't put yourself in that situation. Discipline consequences that are rendered: detentions, cafeteria duty, work detail, in-school suspension, and out-of-school suspension. The discipline matrix, as I've stated, is located in your student handbook for your reference. In our clinic, we have Ms. Marta Kinney, and we will be having a nurse that will be joining us next week. Students cannot carry any medication on them unless this is cleared by a doctor. Please make sure that if you have any concerns regarding medications or clinic procedures, that you see Ms. Marta. Now at this time, we're going to talk about our school-based health center that we have. We are so fortunate that we are the only high school in the district to have this, and I'm going to now turn it over to Ms. Heather Keegan, our school-based health center coordinator.
Thank you, Ms. Faison. Our school-based health center is a partnership with MCR Health, and the hours of the school-based health center are 7:30 to 3:30 when school is open. MCR Health is a federally qualified health center. That means they accept most health insurance, Medicaid, and they have a sliding fee scale for those without insurance. The goal is that no student will be turned away. Currently, these services are only available to Southeast High School students, and you do need to have a consent on file. These consents can be found at the front desk, at the guidance desk, and they're also available on our website. So make sure you share that information with your families and get those consents on file. We have clinical services in portable number 422 with the nurse practitioner and nurse. Our nurse practitioner is bilingual in Spanish, and they offer such services as annual wellness exams, sick visits, school sports physicals, immunizations. They will have flu shots. They can also do COVID-19 testing. They can do flu tests and rapid strep tests. Basically, it's like going to your pediatrician right here on school. In portable number 423, we have our counseling portable. We are fortunate to have a full-time school district counselor here on staff, Miss Amy Highland. And we also have an MCR health social worker that can schedule appointments one-on-one and do group counseling. We will also be having the vision van and dental van available to students. So once again, make sure you get your consent in, and we look forward to a great year. Go Noles.
Cafeteria rules and procedures. It's very simple. You go in, you get your lunch, you be nice, you have a seat, and you leave. It's simple, okay? So just make sure that you follow the rules. We have 3 lunches, and everyone's aware of them. Please make sure that you clean up after yourself. Make sure that you dispose of your trash. Lunch, if you have lunch money that you want to go in your account, please go to www.mealpayplus.com. Lunch detention rules. If you are assigned lunch detention, you will be given a slip to go to the lunch detention classroom, which is ISS. You must make sure that you're there on time. Now, at this time, I will turn it over to our athletic director, Coach Joe Collis.
Thank you, Mrs. Faison. Good morning, Seminoles. I am Coach Collis, your athletic director. My office is at the end of the guidance hallway across from the clinic. I have an open door policy. Should you have any questions regarding any sports or activities at any time, please feel free to stop by and come see me. A couple of important things for you to know is that every student athlete needs to have an athletic packet turned in and filled out completely to me before trying out or practicing. You also must maintain a cumulative non-weighted GPA of a 2.0. So you freshmen, that starts right now this semester for you. Playing sports is a privilege, not a right. We ask that all student athletes represent your school, your family, and yourself in a great manner, both on and off campus. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to stop by and see me in my office. Thank you, good luck, and go Noles.
And Coach Collis, you're right. Playing a sport is a privilege and not a right. So students, make sure that you take care of what you need to take care of in the classroom. If you owe any monies, that you need to make sure that the debts are satisfied in order to participate in any extracurricular activity. If you have any questions, please see your coach of that sport. Bus transportation. The bus loop is located in the back of the school, as everyone knows. Riding a bus is a privilege. As a high schooler, we expect for all of you to adhere to the rules, and if you don't, then you don't ride the bus. So make sure that you do that. Parking is a privilege. To park here on campus as well. If you need a parking permit, because you have to have one to park on campus, please see an SGA member or Mr. Shizzle. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to our school resource officer, Deputy Morales.
Thank you, Ms. Faison. I'm David Morales with the Madison County Sheriff's Office. I'm your school resource officer here at Southeast High School. Real quick to touch on the parking part over by the school, by the east side of the campus. Please park in your designated areas. Pay the school fee, whatever that is. It's a lot cheaper than to get your vehicle towed from any private property if you decide to park off campus. If you do decide to park off campus, remember the property owners have the right to tow your vehicle at any time. And if you look at the fees, they're pretty expensive. Southeast High School in the school district, we have a zero tolerance policy. That means drugs. We will not deal with any kind of drugs here at school. If you do bring any kind of drugs to school, it is our policy. It is my personal policy and Mrs. Faison personal policy that we will arrest. If we are able to arrest, if I'm able to arrest for any kind of drugs, you will be arrested for bringing any kind of drugs on campus. Any kind of violence. Again, myself and Mrs. Faison stand on the same on this. We will arrest on violence. If you get in a fight on school campus, you will be arrested. And the third thing, which is probably one of the most important and most basic things, is the threats or statements of violence against the school. Even if you say it in a joking manner, in any kind of conversation with any kind of friends, it is a felony to make any threats or statements of mass violence towards the school. Please do not even joke around about that. The school district and the Madison County Sheriff's Office, we will pursue criminal charges and a conviction. And lastly, if you see something, please say something. You're more than welcome to come to my office at any time. I have an open door policy. I'm more than happy to see any of the students here at Southeast come to my office and chit chat with me. It happens all day long, so don't feel any kind of awkwardness coming to my office and visiting me, or if you have to give me any kind of information. If you don't feel comfortable with that, there's always various different ways of reporting any suspicious activity, whether it's by the apps online or the Crime Stoppers phone number. It can all be done anonymous. Any questions or comments or concerns, I'm around campus at all times. Please come and see me. I'd be more than happy to sit down and talk with you anytime. Thank you.
And in addition to our law enforcement department, we also have Guardian Pepe Smith, who is instrumental here on our campus. He does an awesome job in assisting us and assisting students. So if you see Guardian Smith around campus, say hello, and if you need any assistance, he can assist you as well. So now we're coming to the end of our presentation. A quote: "While most are dreaming of success, winners wake up and work hard to achieve it." High school is what you make of it. Ninth graders, know that your ninth grade year makes or break you. Please make sure that you are giving your absolute best. Come to school every day and give your best. Work hard, which is the only way that you're going to be successful. Our theme for this year is Rise Above because you can. Fourth quarter, you showed that you could rise above anything. You are doing this now. We had a phenomenal week, our first week of school. So please make sure that you continue to rise above because you can. Thank you so much for your attention. We hope that you learned a lot today. For our returning students, you know what our expectations and rules are here, and you know that we are a family here at Southeast High School. If you need anything, any assistance at all, please see any of us because we are here for you. Thank you so much for your attention, and as always, go Noles.